Hello. So I get a like, but then it doesn't show that anybody's watching. Anyway, so I just start talking because the video is going to stay up regardless. So, I don't have to wait for a bunch of people to get in. Um, anyway, I want to talk about something that's just really been bothering me over the last 3 years. And for some reason, I get a lot of visions of the answers that I need answers to. And the Wi-Fi, the electromagnetic radiation, is horrible for me right now. A lot of people have become robots and don't know it, and I've said that before. A lot of people have become robots and don't know it. Um, I'm ready to relocate to just for like maybe a couple of months or just a month, at least a month. I need to go to a place where there is absolutely no Wi-Fi at all. Like no Wi-Fi, none of that stuff. You can't even use a cell phone at the place that I'm thinking about going because I need a break. I really think people say this doesn't damage. Well, not people, but I've saw somebody say that studies show that it doesn't do any damage to the body and all that stuff. You know what? I can't go along with what man decides to put on a piece of paper. I saw in 2021 that a lot of things that I was going through and all of the texts, if you are already a targeted individual before Wi-Fi, it's going to get even worse with it because you're literally put we're inside of a simulation anyway, but then when it gets to this point, that it's almost like they're able to transfer your consciousness wherever they want to transfer it to, and I don't really like that. That makes me very uncomfortable. Um, my spirit is telling me things that these people are not seeing because they rely heavily on research and experts and stuff like that. But see, my problem is that if experts would tell the truth, I'm okay with that. But a lot of people don't tell the truth. When the COVID came out in 2020, when they made that public, and a lot of people wanted to tell the truth, but they couldn't. And the ones who did want to tell the truth to their patients, to tell them not to take, the JAB. You had some doctors telling them not to take it, and those doctors got fired. So folks are not allowed to tell the truth. So I can't even go by research and what people don't tell the truth. They're not allowed. But I've decided it's time for me to get away from where I'm in California right now. If I knew of a place in California where Wi-Fi is not allowed, I would rather go there because I like California weather, but then not all California weather is the same because I'm in Southern California. So like in San Francisco, the weather is going to be a lot different, but still not going to be worse than, other places. You know, it might be a little cooler to me, but to other people, it might be okay. But yeah, yeah. I just decided that yeah, I just been kind of going through a lot of stuff. I mean, I can already tell. I'm gonna tell the truth. I already know that I've been pulled into like a metaverse. In 2021, 2022, I saw in my mind's eye that my consciousness was pulled into Google Chrome. Now listen to it. I'm not a techie. I'm not a techie. I don't know how to do lives, like as far as sharing a screen and doing all that stuff. I don't know how to do that stuff. I don't do all this stuff on my cell phone. Like I'm not a techie. Yet and still, I'm not even on social media. Like I do have profile pages on Facebook, but my real face is not even showing as a profile pic. Okay, but I do have pictures in my photos though, you know, and I'm on Instagram. But that picture is so old. That picture is from like 2012 or something. And my pictures from Facebook are from like before 2018. Yet and still, in the early 2022, when I was kind of staying in Fontana, California temporarily, I was laying down with my eyes. It was like early in the morning, but my eyes were still closed. You know how you in between sleep and awake and all that stuff, and you awake, but you still, in another world. You're not fully up yet. And I saw something come into my mind's eye. I saw the word apps. Apps. I said, okay, so we have been pulled into apps. How in the world have I been pulled into apps? And then the word flashed Facebook. Facebook. Somebody commented on one of my videos saying that they look at some of the photos on Facebook and say that people look lifeless. Yeah. Specifically, especially in the United States of America, the people have gone, except for the places where there's no Wi-Fi. But Facebook is like they're able to take your likeness and all that stuff. But when you go to an area where there's no Wi-Fi and you're not able to use cell phones, people like that are not that much into social media. And I'm gonna tell you something. That's what I'm ready to get back to. Now, it's a place that I know about, but it does snow over there. It's in West Virginia, and I don't like the snow. I lived in Cleveland, Ohio for 4 years. That is enough snow for me. I don't like the snow. I don't find snow to be very normal, but nothing about this world is normal anyway. But I do need to get away from the Wi-Fi. Like, just for like a month, I need to detox from the Wi-Fi. Just to detox from the electromagnetic radiation. I did like this thing, these frequency type of these frequency type of meditations to neutralize. It was a meditation, and it's like a certain frequencies to neutralize electromagnetic radiation or something like that. Electromagnetic radiation. I forget the title of it. And do you know, I'm like I said, I'm able to see things. I'm like, I have a gift where I'm able to see what's happening. And a lot of people do too. Well, not everybody, but some people have a gift like that too. And I tell you the truth, when my mind's eye opened up to see what was actually happening, I saw a sun, which is me, but I was so far separated from the sun. And what it was, I saw it's like when I cut on that doggone little frequency type of meditation, I saw it was almost like a little drill. Like I saw a narrow opening that this meditation was drilling, and it was open up that opening. And I was like, if I can count the distance, I was probably several miles away. And I was separated by all this thickness from like the Wi-Fi, right? From the 5G. I think we probably went to 6G, to be honest with you, because there's no truth here. Well, there is some truth here. Everything's not a lie. But when you look at public mainstream media, most of what you hear is going to be a lie. Okay, you can't go by mainstream media because they just lie no matter what, and they speak in code. So if you know how to decode what they saying, then you'll get the truth by it like that. But other than that, you can't take what they say at face value, because that's not how you get the truth from them on mainstream media. And a lot of their communication is to the doggone elites or whatever, you know. Um, so you're pure, yeah. What do you mean? So you're pure, yeah. I would say. I don't know what that means. Explain, Miss. Who is that? Who is that? Jackson. Yeah. Anyway, uh, so like yeah, so I saw myself with just a son. Okay, the children of the sun. So I saw a sun, but I saw that I was so far away from this sun, and this is in my mind's eye, not in what you would think is a physical world. In my mind's eye, opened up to see what was actually happening when I had this frequency type of meditation. It was like it was cutting through all that thickness from the Wi-Fi, and I saw, like, if you think of a separation, it was like a long drill, like a narrow opening, like something was drilling all the way up to get me back to the sun. And I saw that I was so far away from it, and what was separating me was this thickness, all this thickness that you can't see with your eyes open like this, but I can see in my mind's eye the thickness that this Wi-Fi, this electromagnetic whatever is causing. The thickness, the separation is separating you from God. And when I say God, I'm not talking about some character. that's in religion. I'm talking about from you. This stuff literally separates you from your soul, and it takes you don't have a spirit, and that's why the people look dead. Like there's literally no, they trying to get rid of spirit too. But anyway, so I decided I can't do this anymore. It's time. I have to go somewhere. I'm gonna have to suck it up and go somewhere. I don't care if I'm sitting in silence. I don't care if it's just boring. I don't care how boring it is. It's not worth the damage that it's causing, because I'm gonna tell you this: these people they were able to change my codes like that, and that's how I was able to get put in the apps. That's how they were able to bring my consciousness into these apps, because they were able to change my codes to zeros and ones. They changed my codes to these binary codes, zeros and ones. And that's how I'm able to be putting these little video games and all these apps and stuff, because they changed my codes. That's something else I saw with my mind's eye during meditations. I saw a bunch of zeros and ones. And so now I have to upgrade my codes. And the best way to do that is I can't fight with this electromagnetic. Like it's getting too bad. And I can't do it no more. Like I need to spend at least a month away from just Wi-Fi. It don't have to be West Virginia. It's just a place that I know in West Virginia that's known that where Wi-Fi is banned, right? It's because they have a telescope out there, and so they don't want the man-made technology to interfere with the satellite, right? They have a big satellite out there, and they don't want man-made. Well, not a satellite. They have a big telescope. They have a huge telescope out there, and they don't want man-made technology to interfere with the telescope. And so the population is like, I think 51 people. But let me tell you what bothers me. I'm tired of racism, because did you know I had to Google, I had to like type in. I say, is there racism over there, or and of course it's 100% white over there, and so there's going to be some racism, and that's what I'm tired of right there. I'm ready for racism to die down. I'm ready for racism to be a thing of the past. Because, like, as a brown person, I should be able to go wherever I want to go without having to deal with craziness. Like, you can go to bad places and have a bad experience, right? Just a bad experience just because the place is just, like, terrible. But then to not be welcome because of your skin color is another, that's an issue. There's so many brown people, or brown women especially, but brown people in general, they're just racist. It's talked about Argentina and how they were treated in a certain part of Argentina, right? I forget which part of Argentina it was in, but it was a certain part of Argentina where they said they experienced so much racism over there. And it's like, you can't even hardly go anywhere that you might want to go because of that. And it's really time for that to be a thing of the past. It's really time for that to die down, you know. But, like that type of stuff dies down when you get into a higher mind. Um, but yeah, I just felt like talking about that. I didn't need to stay on for too long. I just really felt like talking about that really quickly. It's really time to, I really want to go off grid, but I think I need to learn how to live off grid. I can't just go out there cold turkey. I need to really learn how to live off grid, you know. But it might be worth it to live off grid and not have to pay bills. Like go somewhere where so much is free, where I don't have to pay bills or anything like that, because I'm ready to just really detach from this matrix, and I'm ready to just stop participating in this thing, in this particular type of world and this system. I'm ready to stop participating in it as much as possible. Okay. You got to be prepared to go off grid, and I understand that there's a lot of videos warning you about the dangers of going off grid, but at the same time, staying in an economy where you can never rest, is staying in a doggone system where some people who are retired, now their livelihood is threatened after they don't worked about 30 years and retired. Now their disability, they're not their disability, but their retirement checks might be affected. I don't want to live in. I want to detach from this system, because they're doing too much. They're getting worse and worse to me. It seems like they might be getting worse and worse. and I don't want to put any more energy into this system. When people stop putting their energy into this system, it dies down. But yeah, like I said, I saw in 20, I think it was 2021 or 2022, I saw that my consciousness has been put into Google Chrome. And somebody even said that I had a kiki with her over the phone, and she said, "Oh, well, somebody changed your codes." But what they don't realize is everybody's codes were changed. They don't have the sensitivity that I have to this stuff, and so they don't realize their codes have been changed too. You know, I'm not a techie. I'm not on apps. I'm not on TikTok like that. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on Facebook. Like, I'm like the most square person you can think of. And I got put into that doggone thing because I'm in a doggone, I'm under a consciousness where you have a lot of this Wi-Fi and radiation, where it doesn't matter what you participate in, you're going to be drugged into it. You know, um, but yeah, so I mean, slowly but surely, it's gotten better, because when you do a lot of shadow work, you pull yourself out of it, right? And you get into more of your real the real who you really are. Then you pull yourself out of this thing. But it's like now I'm ready to just take a rest from it because it's really a little bit too abusive for me. This is abuse on another level. This is abuse on another level. And a lot of people don't like David Icke, right? But David Icke was talking about this. And I wish I can pull up his video where he was talking about it. But he talked about 5G and where the places that he go to is no higher than 3G. I think it might have been Brazil or something. I don't know. But he goes to a place where it's no higher than 3G. Because he already talked about what they were going to try to do. He said they were going to try to control consciousness. He said that. A lot of people don't like David Icke, and that's fine. I don't have anything against him. But I know he is known as a conspiracy theorist. But at this point, I kind of appreciate that people like David Icke these days. But he talked about that, and I see what he's talking about right now. This thing is dangerous, and a lot of people are not having that sensory type of sensitivity that I've been given to see how problematic this is. They don't have that. Like, something happened to my sensory nervous system where I can feel all of this stuff. I can feel the AI. I can feel it. I can feel the damages. I can feel everything. But it's forced me to do a lot more shadow work because of, like, when you target it and you pull it inside something like that, the target becomes bigger and then you just get attacked. And that forced me to do a whole lot of shadow work to the point where I get out of it, right? So I can still stay in where I am and eventually completely get taken out of it. But at the same time, I'm ready for the damage to die down a lot quicker. Like, I need to get away from the doggone. I need to get away from the Wi-Fi for a month and let myself rest, detox from it, because it's caused a lot of damage. Uh, but yeah, um, man, this time I just, yeah, if people only knew. When I saw like what it looked like, what I was put into, if you think about Earth, how they show it to you on the if you ever seen Google Chrome and you see this little Earth sign that looks black and white, like when you go to Google Chrome and you click on Google Chrome, and when you go to the search thing, you see this little thing that looks like Earth, but it's in black and white. That's a vision of what I saw that I was pulled into right there. That little thing right there. Consciousness was pulled into that. And I don't think I'm the only one. I've been saw that there were no people left. I mean, they might be people left in Green Bay, West Virginia, because there is no Wi-Fi out there. Okay, so they're not affected by those things. But and in those kind of areas, you have a lot less cases of the people don't have migraines, people don't have cancer, people don't get sick as much. Why? Because the radiation, no radiation out there, so they don't get sick like that. They probably don't catch colds. Okay, they don't nothing's really happening out there the way you have all these sicknesses everywhere else because of the lack of radiation out that way. You know, but yeah, I'm gonna have to suck it up and just going out there for a little bit. And yeah, because I just seen how bad it is. I've seen how really bad it is. And I used to see a vision of these towers. Like, what's causing all this stuff? All this stuff is happening with me. And I kept seeing visions of these towers, these towers. Like, and I think it's these 5G towers. I kept seeing in my mind's eye the vision of towers. So I'm going to pay attention to what my mind's eye keeps showing me. Because that right there is showing me the truth. Because when you want try to listen to what people have to say and all this research, you might find the truth, but it might be kind of rare to find the truth because the truth is not allowed. You know. Um, but I just felt like talking about that really quickly. It's almost time for me to go and turn in, and I will talk later. Alrighty then. See you guys.